How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. You have less than 24 hours. I know you love when I say that. There's something big happening today that a lot of people are saying is going to change Bitcoin forever. It's going to change the market forever. And it's happening within an hour, starting in an hour. We'll know more information in about 12 hours, how effective this is and what's happening. Bitcoin is also doing something very interesting. We have a lot of news this morning. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. If you want to trade crypto, there's a link underneath the video to Margex. You can trade all different kinds of assets using leverage on Margex. You can get set up in just a few seconds, put in an email, password, check their terms and conditions, and you can start trading. As you can see, we're setting higher lows consistently. I could draw a lot more lines in here, but we just keep on bouncing against this trend line and then moving up. We just hit a slightly higher high from yesterday. Now this is the second highest point that we've ever had, with the exception of last week Monday. Or last week, Wednesday, when we hit 93,000 just for a few minutes. We hit just 92.6 a couple minutes ago. So if you want to trade this market, I think now's a great time to be trading. There's a link to Margex underneath the video, and they give up to $10,000 in bonuses when you deposit that can be used towards trading fees. Now, look at this. We'll start with the ETF volume yesterday. Obviously, there was a lot of news about companies buying Bitcoin, from MicroStrategy to smaller companies like MetaPlanet to new companies like I think it was Cosmos Health and stuff like that. A lot of companies buying Bitcoin. And yeah, let's not forget about IBIT, good old IBIT. Yesterday, IBIT had 3.1 billion in volume. FBTC had about $750 million. And we saw inflows right from the get-go. Grayscale Mini $54 million in, GBTC $6 million in, VanEck $8 million in, FBTC 60, BITB 24, ARCB 13, and then IBIT had 90 million. So overall, we had inflows of about 255 million. Now I think that's 6 times the daily supply or something like that, and that's just from one company. Obviously, MicroStrategy announced that they bought 52,000 Bitcoin over the last 7 days yesterday. So much buying happening here. That's why we're getting into the 90,000s. But this is without even nation states yet. We got word yesterday that they might implement some kind of emergency buy Bitcoin now plan. Now, Marty Party explains why the Bitcoin BlackRock IBIT options listing tomorrow is so huge. And this is actually today now. He says the options on iShares, Bitcoin Trust, or IBIT, will settle in Bitcoin, meaning that when an option contract is exercised, the settlement will involve the actual delivery of Bitcoin to fulfill the contract. This is part of the approval by the SEC for the listing and trading of options on BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF IBIT. These options are designed as American-style options, allowing for exercise at any time up to the expiration date. And they facilitate direct exposure to Bitcoin pricing without the need for investors to engage directly with cryptocurrency exchanges for settlement. Way more bullish than the underlying asset, in my opinion. So different institutions could get access to Bitcoin, and they wouldn't have to go through Coinbase. They could just buy BlackRock and then take that Bitcoin. Now, if that still doesn't make sense, let me actually play this video for you. I will say too, Bitwise, and I think some of the other companies are going to start trading options tomorrow. So the next 2 days of trading could be really interesting. Let me play this for you though.
Options and derivatives at large are the foundation of capital markets, as they provide liquidity, price discovery, and risk management tools for participants, particularly for institutional players that drive a lot of the core of the market. And while traditional markets like equities and commodities have fully embraced derivatives, Bitcoin is still lagging behind. But this changes tomorrow as these ETF options enter the playing field, allowing market participants to get exposure in the options market to Bitcoin's price movements. So this matters, right? And it matters hugely because in traditional markets, derivatives are 10 to 20 times the size of the underlying market cap. If you compare that to Bitcoin, where the listed derivatives are less than 1% of the spot market cap, you could see what a stark disparity that is. The breakdown is Bitcoin's spot market cap is roughly $1.8 trillion. But if you add up the open interest in the options market, which is about $20 billion plus $2 billion from CME, plus perpetual swaps open interest of $16 billion, then you get a derivatives to spot market ratio of roughly 1%, if not less than that, as Bitcoin is now at $90,000. So Bitcoin derivatives are vastly underdeveloped, and this limits the market's maturity because there is a huge institutional demand for these vehicles from a hedging perspective and an allocation perspective.
So something that we've talked about before, some institutions just won't buy an asset unless they can hedge it without selling it. So this is going to be really interesting. A lot of people think that we're going to see maybe all-time highs in terms of volume today. Eric Balkunis says, IBIT options up and ready for action on the terminal via Oman Go. New era begins today. Will these break newborn records too? I'm going to go with probably yes. So there might be some headlines here today, a lot of good news here today. Mara also has some good news. They're going to raise $1 billion at 0% interest to buy more Bitcoin after the initial $750 million offer was oversubscribed. Free money to go buy Bitcoin. There's so much demand for these things. So many people want access to companies, whether it's MicroStrategy or miners, without having to buy the underlying asset. A lot of companies and compliance departments won't let you buy Bitcoin or IBIT, but they might let you buy some kind of company that mines Bitcoin, right? It's a cash flowing entity, but really you're getting access to Bitcoin. So a lot of companies and people and hedge funds like this. We also have news that Larry Fink and another BlackRock exec have been contacted by Donald Trump's team to help find the next Treasury Secretary, per Fox. So there we go again. Larry with his hands in the cookie jar. And this isn't a bad thing, in my opinion. It's just going to be one more time where BlackRock, the large entities of the world, kind of form what they want to see in the world. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Again, I'm quite bullish on this market. Of course, we can have vicious dumps down. This is not going to be an up-only market. But right now we're just hitting higher low, 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 higher low. And yeah, I'm excited to see what happens here today. I think, like I said, I think there's going to be a lot of news. This is the time to dial into the market. This is a time to be paying attention. If you want to trade crypto, there's a link underneath the video to Margex. Of course, make sure you always understand the risks of leverage trading before trying anything out. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Talk soon.